If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, as well as follow me and subscribe to me on all my other social media platforms. What's up, Thrashers, and welcome back once again to the Thrash Maniac 99 YouTube channel, and I am back with yet another episode of Under the Radar for you guys. Trying out a new camera angle, get like a better full-on view of the shelf, and maybe some extra stuff. Hope you guys like this camera angle. If not, let me know if I should go back to the way it was, but whatever. Anyway, so here we are with another episode of Under the Radar, taking a look at 3 other albums that came out the week of May 19th. Just hope Kane don't show up to tear my eyeballs out. And, well, 3 vastly different albums. So we're going to kick things off with Vomitheist with Nekrofvneral. So this is a Switzerland death metal band, and this is a relatively new band as well, and of course they're on Transcending Obscurity Records, as Chris Jericho decides to pitch in and say, I just made the list. Anyways, so yeah, for a death metal band, this sounds very much like Swedish death metal. After all, they're playing with that Boss HM2 tone, which, of course, if you've watched me on this channel for long enough, you know I love HM2 guitars. And this band really hammers on that tone. It kind of, when it came down to the guitar production and the way the tone is like, kind of reminds me of Bloodbath's The Arrow of Satan is Drawn, where it's got so much gain and distortion to it compared to like other Bloodbath albums or any other Swedish death metal album with that tone. So yeah, it's definitely more gritty, more gainy, and more distorted on here. Now, in terms of the actual music, it's pretty much Swedish death metal, although not as much on the thrash end of the scale. It's got more groove and D-beat stomps, and maybe even like 5% of some doom. Like, there's some stuff on here that gets really slow to like doom metal territory. Gritty production with a really damn good mix, and even the final track, which is like 12.5 minutes, has a lot going for it. It's just my big complaint. It does drag in the final few minutes where they just play like little single note chord, like single notes or like big doom chords, and it just keeps going and going until the very end. I feel like they should have cut that part down. And the album itself may feel like a little bit of a one-trick pony, but even if it is just one trick, it's a great trick. So yeah, this album, definitely if you are a fan of Entombed, Bloodbath, dare I say Bulk Thrower, and even Celtic Frost, I think you'll dig this album. For me, I enjoyed it. I give it an 8.5 out of 10. This is some really good death metal out of Switzerland, and, well, check it out if you haven't. Next album I'm going to talk about, we go from something extreme to something more bombastic and a little more classic. Mystic Prophecy with Hellriot. So this is, and you're going to notice a theme, we're talking about a particular region of Europe. Switzerland and Germany, like those two countries, is what we're focusing on this week. But yeah, Mystic Prophecy, some German classic metal mixed with power metal and thrash metal. And what's cool about this album is that none of these songs feel like they're too overdone or bloated. Like, they're all pretty short, like between 3.5 and over 4 minutes long. So you get like standard compact songs, but this band's able to mash together a lot. Like classic metal harmonies, power metal bombasticness, and thrash metal aggression kind of mixed together into one album. And also what I really like, unlike a lot of European power metal bands, this has a ballsy, gritty guitar tone, and even the vocals are not like super cheesy and all this. They're very gritty. And this album, best way to describe it, it's riff city and shred city. Like, great lead work, catchy riffs. It's energetic and fun to listen to. At no point in this album did I ever get bored or think, we've heard this before, can we try something different? No, every song has something different going for it, whether it's embracing more of the thrash metal, or more of the power metal, or more classic metal. So for fans of bands like Iced Earth, Judas Priest, dare I say Middle Era Avenged Sevenfold, and Gravedigger, I think you'll really, really like this one. I did. It's another 8.5 out of 10. Nothing wrong with it, and at least particularly for me. Who knows, it might go up in score as the year goes on, because this is just flat out fun to listen to. But now we get to the third and final album, and that is The Ocean Collective with Holocene. So yeah, I've heard a lot about this band, The Ocean, or The Ocean Collective, for a long time, but I've never really given them a listen until now, and of course, German progressive post-metal. So here I was expecting a lot of time signature shifts and a lot of atmospheric soundscapes and dynamics. And what did I get? Lots of time signatures, atmospheric soundscapes, and great dynamics. Pretty much, it's like this almost feels like an amalgamation of like bands like Cult of Luna, Catatonia, Mastodon, maybe a little bit of Tool, but there's also a little bit of like a Depeche Mode kind of eeriness to this, and especially with some of those electronic bits, definitely made me think of Depeche Mode. But yeah, what I really like is, of course, this album's all about soundscapes and atmosphere. Basically, these songs are trying to take you to a certain place, with all the peaks and valleys and the dynamics that you get in post-metal and even prog metal, where it gets like really bombastic and heavy. Then it soothes down into like a cool, clean section, and it stays soothing and calm like you're relaxing in a spa. And then suddenly, out of nowhere, it gets really heavy again. When this album gets heavy, it gets balls out heavy. Like, holy crap. And the vocals made me think of Jonas Rinsk from Catatonia, like it has that kind of delivery to it. But yeah, overall, I really like this one too. So again, for fans of Depeche Mode, Cult of Luna, Mastodon, and Catatonia, this is really good. Another 8.5 out of 10. Definitely a very consistent week, I would say, when it came down to albums. Nothing bad, all really good to great. And this album, no exception. But of course, that's just my opinion. What did you guys think of these three albums? Of course, the albums will be in the description box for you guys to check out. But until next time, keep your horns high and your dreams wet.